Hello and welcome back to Lefty's Workshop. This week, we're going to talk about socket sets and why I have too many of them. There's this one, 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 these, this one you know, this one old one here, all this, and this back here. Leading to all this, and I'm sure there's some more somewhere that I'm not even remembering. Now, I'm not a mechanic. I mean, I fix my own car and my wife's car and like friends of mine stuff occasionally, but like I don't do this for money. I just have a lot of socket sets. Now, it all started with things like this. Just a bunch of mix-match stuff that I probably just took from my father's workshop over the years. Nothing matches, nothing is in a set. And I lived like that for a long time. And then one day when my father was getting a little older and he wasn't working on his own cars anymore, he gave me this set, which was really nice. It's made by Channel Lock or somebody. But I used it a lot. And it worked really, really well. But then I got the bug when I saw this video. My favorite YouTuber, Jeff Crocker, from New Zealand, inspired me with this video of restoring a Stahlwille socket set. And I thought to myself, I'm 40 years old now. I should really get a nice quality socket set when I work on my cars. So I found this old Stahlwille half-inch drive SAE set on Marketplace for like $50. And I, restored it. And I felt good about it. And then a few months later, I decided to make a YouTube channel. And I thought, what better thing to start out with than to restore a socket set, particularly one that was made near my hometown of Hartford, Connecticut. And, well, owning one Stahlwille set, of course you need the 3/8 and the 1/4 inch, and then you need the metric, and that led to that. And then, owning one Billings set led so you need the 3/8 Billings set. And then, you find this when you're on vacation for really cheap, so you buy that and restore that. And then people start saying, hey, aren't you like a socket set restorer guy? And then you get this over here. And then you like Canada stuff, so you get this over here. And you're like, oh, look at that. It's an NOS unused socket set, so you get that. And you're like, oh, that's really cool there. And after you watch what's that guy from Canada's name that makes stuff like that? Watch his video, and then before you know it, you've got way too much stuff. All right, let's start with my first foray into socket set restoration. This good old 1980s Stahlwille, or is it Stahlwille? I really don't know. A socket set. These are made in Germany, very high quality, and I restored to the best of my ability at that point in time. Up till then, I mean, I knew how to paint things, but, I didn't know how to find the hammer finish paint that this should be done with, and I'm probably going to redo this at some point in time. But I did dab this cover here, if you've seen me do before, and I made the stickers. It was missing the original ratchet, so I got this, and then I polished it up and got the new socket kit from Stahlwille directly. But it's really nice. It goes from 1 1/4 all the way down to 3/8. It comes with a sliding T-bar, which I don't know why anybody makes these, because I don't know where I wouldn't use it. And it comes with a breaker bar, which is really nice. And this is a really nice set. I also did the foam in the back of it like Jeff Crocker does. If you want to see how to do that, watch his video. So overall, this is a very good set. If I need to do something with SAE, this is the set I'm going to reach for. Next up is basically the modern day equivalent of the last socket set, but in metric. I bought this because, well, I really liked the SAE version of the Stahlwille set, so I was like, I need it in metric. So I bought this set. Pretty much the same thing as the other set, just modern. They have changed the finish in the last 40 years, but still made in Germany, very high quality. Kind of the same stuff as the other set. It does not come with a breaker bar, sadly, but it goes from, 8mm all the way up to 32mm. Not much more to say about this. It is sad that it comes in a plastic case, but, so is life. But I use this if I'm going to be doing any work on something that is modern. This is the set I grab. Next up is my 3/8 socket set from Stahlwille. This is all in metric. It goes from 9 all the way up to 19. It has a spark plug socket to it. I really like this set. I actually use this for like lots of little things around the house, like building a, IKEA cabinet for my wife. The handle's in really good shape. It says Stahlwille. It says made in Germany. I have not actually replaced the gearing in this because it's still in good shape. I don't know why, but I think this is the best sounding ratchet I own. Not why that really matters. I did repaint the case really crappily. I got to repaint this and fix this because I took the paint, the thing to someplace and they made me paint and they said it would work and it looks like garbage. But it does have the original sticker and the paint on the inside is original. So yeah, nice, really nice socket set. I didn't need to fix the tray because it's in great condition. Next, if you have the 1/2 inch set and the 3/8 set, then you need a 1/4 inch set. This is actually, I've done nothing to this. This is completely original paint. It even has some guy named Hans who owned this. I actually bought this on eBay from Germany. And it is in excellent shape until you turn it upside down and everything moves. This set I use, again, quite a lot while working on like IKEA stuff and building stuff like that around the house. It does have a little bit of damage here. It looks like somebody, maybe they were welding and dropped a hot bit of something in here because it melted off the plastic handle off the wrench and melted this a little bit. Still works perfectly fine. I like this set a lot because it has both metric and standard, which is very useful. I'm probably going to keep this set because it's something I use a lot. Next up, this was my first YouTube video ever. I restored this set, and you can look back and see how beat up it was. And I'm very proud of it, very happy with it. It came out really nice. I found the right paint for it. I made all the stickers. This is my first time using copy chrome, so the chrome's all been redone. I replaced the missing sockets. It goes from 1 1/16 all the way down to 7/16. It has a long and a short extension and a universal joint. So it's a great set. I am going to be selling this set. Again, I need room. I got to get rid of some stuff. This set you haven't seen before. It is a 3/8 Billings set. I restored this shortly after I did the 1/2 inch one, but I didn't think y'all want to see the same thing again. It's actually really cool. I like this like sliding mechanism it has. It's in great shape. It comes with a breaker bar and an extension, all actual Billings things. And it goes from 3/4 all the way down to 3/8. Great set. The finish came out nice. I did the sticker in the like late 50s, early 60s style. So there's that. Next up, something you've all seen. Almost 2,000 of you have watched this video so far when I restored this 1950s Stevens Walden set. And I gotta say, this is probably the set I'm the most proud of my restoration of so far. The paint came out great. The stickers came out great. The sticker on the socket set came out great. And the chrome came really nice right out of the package. So I'm really happy with that. But again, I don't need 17 3/8 drive sets. So this one is going to be for sale as well. Up next, another one that you haven't seen before. This isn't really this is less of a restoration and more of a collection. So as many of you know, I really like Canadian things. Now, you can't get gray Canada tools in the United States. I did restore the chrome on, actually this wrench is in here, the big 17-inch, 1/2 inch long sock ratchet. But I really wanted a whole set. In finding the whole set on eBay, somebody wants one similar to this, but 3/8 for like $400 almost. And you can find them on Marketplace in Canada, but every time I go up there, wherever I am, that nobody's selling one. So I've decided to slowly piece one together. So I've bought most of these things all separate and in little groupings. I have the big 1/2 inch drive. I have a 3/8 drive. I have various extensions. I have a breaker bar and various sockets of different sizes. I'm trying to get a whole set put together here. I could not find a case, but I did find out that the same company that made Gray's cases in this area, which is about the 70s to the 80s, also made Protos cases. And I know that because there's a little code down here, that number there, which was also marked on the Proto case and a Gray Canada set. So, well, I bought a Proto set and I redid the top because it was all scratched up, and I made the Gray sticker and the Made in Canada sticker. So, this one's not going to be for sale. I mean, I kind of want to keep this one. It's a Canadian thing, and also I haven't really finished collecting it all yet. I still need to get all the various sockets, and again, it's really hard to get Gray stuff in the States. So if you have any of these sockets, metric or standard, I really don't care, just standard regular old sockets, please let me know. I am interested in purchasing. They're really well made. The chrome's still good on almost all of them, and I just want to get a full set. So on a side note, while we're talking about Canadian things, Canadian Tire just came out with this mini bucket, and I really want one. When I was in New Hampshire, I went to the Sherbrooke store up there, and they didn't have any. So if you have one, please let me know and sell it to me. Thank you. And then another one that you've all seen before, my 1906 Walden Worcester socket set. Again, this one came in a compressed paper box, and I just made this nice display case out of wood. You will also notice that I found the missing socket on eBay. But I just love this thing. It's cool. I mean, it's not useful. It's not something I'm going to use, but, I'll put it on my shelf, and that's where it's been sitting since I finished it. It's just a really interesting thing to have. And then this one is just really interesting because it's never been used. It's new old stock. They're still selling these on eBay right now for about $60 a pop. So the description on eBay says that this was purchased by the Canadian Army at some point in time in the 1960s. They were put in storage, never used, and they're selling them. So it's really interesting. It's made by Crescent Tools. Now, Crescent Tool bought out Billings in about 1962. And Lifetime was a Billings moniker. So this is somewhere after 1962, but before the end of the 60s. Judging on, what do you call those things? Catalogs I can find online. But yeah, the paint is in great shape. It's never been used. Still wrapped in paper. I mean, listen to that. That is an original, never been used before ratchet. That's pretty cool. Oddly enough, it came with a Gray Canada spark plug socket. I don't know why, but everything just, I mean, you're not going to get this experience. Doesn't really want to go into it. I don't know why. I don't know why that doesn't fit. But this is never, there's a little wax thing over it. Interesting. Okay. So this has never been used before. It's just really interesting. There's nowhere on it all. It's brand new. This is made in the United States except for this piece, and it was sold to the Canadian Army back in the 60s. Aside from just wanting to be able to play with it for a little bit, because it's wicked cool, I have no need for it. However, selling it on eBay would be kind of stupid because the Canadian Army or whoever the heck is still selling it. But if you want it from me, let me know. And then finally, something y'all haven't seen before, my 1913 Frank Mossberg, made in Attleboro, Massachusetts, auto clay socket set. This one's going to be a lot of work, but it's something that I've been wanting to do for some time. I want to do an old, turn of the century wood box socket set. I bought this on eBay for, I think it was $5. It was not a lot of money. But it's cool. I'm waiting on a few more pieces, a couple more sockets. There's an extension that I found on eBay. And then we're going to make the box, because this is not the right box that it's in right now. The bottom of this and all this stuff in here is correct, but it should be made out of cedar with little, not dovetails, but I forget what they're called. Looks like bricks on the corners. We're going to learn how to do that. We're going to re-nickel plate the parts that were nickel. And then this stuff here was called mottled finish, which we're going to figure out how to recreate. I'll show you a picture of it in the thing here, and I'm going to figure out how to make that. So that's upcoming in the next few weeks, and you'll see that. So here's the deal. The ones that I'm going to be selling, the 2 Billings sets, the Stevens Walden, and probably going to be the 3/8 Stahlwille set. And if you really want it, the Crescent tool set. If you really want those, I'm going to give my viewers 2 days head start. My email's in the description. Shoot me an email. Let me know if you'd like to purchase them. Other than the Stahlwille, which is, they've gone up in price a lot recently. They're worth about $200 each. Everything else I'm kind of open-minded on. Whatever you want, make me an offer, and we'll talk over the internet, and we'll see what we can do. So thanks for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you next week.